Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over my CRL Top 8 monthly final games. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. In the first round, as a lot of you guys knew already, I did get paired up against Mohamed Light, which was pretty unfortunate. I never want to face Mohamed Light first round because I think he's the best player, but also because, I mean, he's a very good friend of mine, and it's never really fun to face your friends in these kind of competitions. It kind of sucks, to be honest, and obviously, I knew that he was the favorite to win the match regardless, but I knew that I can win, obviously, because if I'm playing well, I know I can beat every player in the game. Everyone with a good day can beat anyone, so I'm not going to say that I knew I was going to win or that I thought I was going to win, but I knew I had a very good chance to beat him. Maybe, like, if I had a good day, I could maybe beat him, like, 30 or 40% of the time, so not really the greatest odds, but, you know, you always try in competitions like these, and you try your best, and you don't really think about who you're facing. You just try your best to focus up and play your best game that you can and try your best to win. And I did go with this Monk Rocket Phoenix deck, kind of just expecting maybe like a counter to the Princess one that he's playing right now, which is kind of funny. Nearly a mirror matchup game one with him with only 2 cards different. I thought that he would play with, like, Lava Hound, or he would play with RG Phoenix, so we went with this to kind of counter that. And I told my coach that if we faced this exact deck right here, because Mohamed Light had opened with this against us in the earlier bracket that we faced in, because to qualify for this, we actually also faced, and we both ended up qualifying, so it didn't actually matter, but he did beat me with this exact deck, and I knew that they need to cover Logbait, because against me, if I play Logbait and you don't have a counter, you're probably going to lose. So I told my coach I had a feeling they were going to counter Logbait, and I'm not really sure how they would do it, like counter this deck that I'm playing right now, but with the Knight and the Little Prince and Logbait without just using this deck themselves. But he kind of thought that they would play some sort of RG deck, so I just trusted him, but I said if they played this and I played my deck, I would probably lose unless I got a bit lucky, because I feel like it's not the easiest matchup. And right there, he actually did mess up his E-Spirit, so I got some really, really nice Monk reflection damage, which kind of brought me back into the game, because I took 2 Princess shots earlier in the game, and I'm not going to lie, I feel like I took them because I was nervous. I wasn't really ready with my stuff. Even though I had it in the middle, I didn't react quick enough just out of nerves. And then I get another rocket down here, and I was thinking, I'm pretty confident to win this. He is up a bit of damage, but literally all I need is one good Monk ability, and I win the game. Here I just went for my Monk in the back to get 3-card cycle, and I E-Spirit predicted his Skellies, but he did a really good Tesla. Doing high Teslas like that is smart by him, because with those high Teslas, I can Princess the bridge, but he's going to protect it anyway, but what it's really doing is it's stopping the Monk from crossing the bridge. So here, I kind of messed up. I went Skellies, then Rocket. I should have went Rocket and then Skellies. I would have got Rocket 1 card quicker, but it's not the end of the world. Here, I just tanked that to try to get my Princess to end up killing the Tesla, and I also kept my 3-card cycle for a bit longer, which helps me get some more Rockets down. And then here, I was kind of thinking that I lost because he still had the LP down, but I still went for my Rocket. Also, you never give up in these tournaments. I went for the Log, and then I'm like, wait, do I actually lose this? And then here he goes for the Rocket, but I thought it was kind of a bad Rocket, so I went for the Monk the Bridge E-Spirit, and I predicted the Evo Skeletons. That's the whole point of the E-Spirit, and then I just popped the ability, and this actually is crazy good for me because I am up in damage. I get the first Rocket down. He gets his LP down, so I need to drop my Log before the Rocket lands, or my Monk will come back into the cycle before the Rocket, and I got the Log down quick enough, so then all I need to do is play one more card to get to my my Rocket, and I actually take game number 1 against Mohamed Light. I was so happy after I won this game because it was looking like I was about to lose. It was just a crazy win, and I was so happy about it. Alright guys, in match number 2 here, we decided to go with this RG deck. We thought the RG deck would be pretty unpredictable because we just used Electro Spirit, and RG always only runs Electro Spirit. The only problem was we didn't really have Monk, and we thought that we would face this kind of deck that he actually ended up playing. I'm not going to reveal it just yet, but we kind of thought it. And right here, I thought he would have Magic Archer, so I just Barbaro predicted it. I didn't want to Fireball because of the Monk ability, and he does actually wait on the Monk ability, which was smart, so I was able to Fireball, but I was just too scared of the Prediction Monk ability. I just didn't want to get hit with that, man. But he did overcommit with that NATO, I felt like, so I just went for the RG at the bridge. I didn't really get any damage, though. I think I got like 2 hits, maybe 1 hit. Yeah, I get 1 hit, so I just Barbaro on defense, and I just didn't really have the greatest start, to be honest. I feel like that was more of like me just like being underconfident, I guess. I should have just went for the fireball, and if he prediction fireballed me, it's not the end of the world. I would have taken some damage, but at least a magic archer would have went in front of the monk, and I probably would have taken less damage than I did here. I was up some good elixir, though, after that monk. Right here, I said out loud, he's going to go for the monk ability, and then I can go for my wizard down low, and then Evo RG the bridge. So I was just waiting here. I just went wizard because I didn't want to leak. So my wizard actually does end up taking one hit from the monk, unfortunately. If it didn't take no hits, I think I would have been in a really, really good spot. But I do just go for the Evo RG at the bridge here, and he does a really good defense, honestly. He magic archers. I knew he was going to NATO, so I dropped the prediction fisherman, the bridge, to grab the magic archer. And I actually do get some really good damage here. I do go for the barb barrel, and that right there is why I think if my wizard was on full HP, I would have won the game right there, because the wizard just barely didn't get that second shot off. But if it just had that HP, I think I would have taken the entire tower. And here I'm in kind of a weird spot because my tower is so low to the point where pretty much anything will take out my tower. But my tower doesn't have enough HP to the point where, like, I can switch lanes either, because he just needs a tiny bit of damage. And I have so much damage on his lane where, like, I kind of need to stay in this lane. So it was just kind of a weird spot in general. I do go for the Evo Wizard and the RG at the bridge, just trying to get to my Evo. But I also knew I would take out the Wizard. I also heal Spirited, trying to get some damage. But he just does a good NATO. I do get a nice Fireball down, and my Wizard actually went crazy there. Ends up killing the bats and everything, but the Monk ability from him just does so much damage. Like, I thought I had a bad start, and then I'm like, okay, this start's not bad, but looking back at it, I don't know how I was supposed to get through when all he needs to do is put cards in the back and just keep defending one lane. If I was able to go in the other lane, I feel like it would have been much, much better for me. And maybe I could have even switched lanes. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I should have switched lanes. I popped the ability here, kind of just hoping to take out the monk quickly, but it doesn't happen. I wizard here, and I do take one drill hit, and I just barb barrel here to not take any more, but my tower's just way too low. Like, he has magic archer, monk, drill. It's just so hard to stop all of the damage. I thought that he might marcher and nade him here, so I went Evo RG, but it wasn't quick enough. But then I'm like, wait, hold up, is he choking? But he just goes monk on defense, and nothing really happens, unfortunately. And then I just heal spirit, just kind of hoping right now. And he gets another monk ability, but thankfully it doesn't start shooting at first, but then for some reason it starts deflecting, but I don't know why, because it wasn't even on it. And then I ghost, and I'm like, oh, well, GG's. But I actually do get the perfect ghost timing, and I actually don't even lose my tower here. And I'm like, wait, is this possible? Could I maybe grab it? Because, I mean, I've seen worse chokes before, right? Like, it's never over until it's over. I go for the RG at the bridge here with my fingers crossed, I'm not gonna lie. Just straight up praying, and he prediction abilities me, and I'm like, bro, there's literally just no way that just happened. And, yeah, right here, I tried to stall for like 2 more seconds, but like I took my hands off my phone because I knew that I lost. And I lost the game. So we go on to game number 3. And guys, in the third match here against Muhammad Light, we went for this Mortar Graveyard deck, pretty much just predicting Lava Hound or maybe his own RG. We kind of just had to be safe against a lot of decks, and yeah, you guys will kind of see this match is quite interesting. I saw the Archer Queen, and I'm like, oh, I did not want to see an Archer Queen. I just cycled my arrows on it. I didn't really have a proper cycle to defend it. And then I saw the Mortar, I'm like, okay, I guess it's going to be either like a similar deck to mine or like Minor Mortar, sorry, because, I mean, he is the best Miner player in the world. He always plays with Miner. It's his favorite deck. So I was not too happy about seeing the Mortar, because it's not what me and my coach expected, but it wasn't the end of the world either. I wasn't too upset about seeing it, but then I saw a giant skeleton, and I'm like, hold up, what even is this? And this is where I'm like, okay, it's definitely Miner, but it's like a weird Miner deck, probably trying to cover some other kind of stuff, like maybe like a giant deck or something like that. And then I did kind of a nice heads-up play here. I knew that my queen was going to die anyways to the giant skelly bomb, so I just kind of let the Archer Queen go to have full HP on the knight and make him have to defend my knight again. And I get some really nice arrows on the tower once again, and then he just goes for the queen. I just went for the Mortar on defense here because obviously it's very hard to defend a queen with my deck when I don't have knight in cycle, so I did this smart play here with the goblins at the bridge, just using 2 elixir to force out the queen ability, and the queen does fully get taken out by my tower because I forced out the ability early. And I honestly thought this was a very good matchup for me because it's very hard for him to kill my Inferno Dragon. He does have Zap, like he does have the Evo Zap, obviously, but I didn't think it was really the end of the world because I had Inferno Dragon, Goblins, and then if I just defend well, I can just chip him out with Graveyards and Poisons, and if he I don't think he's even used like a poison at this point yet, but I just assumed that he had it because he hadn't used poison yet in the duel. I went for the graveyard here though because he was kind of low on elixir. He didn't have goblins, but then he goes for the Mother Witch, bro, and I was like, what? Like, I literally screamed out loud, like, on the voice call, like, what? I was like, I did not expect that whatsoever, and that was like the unluckiest thing ever. I did get a really nice poison though, but I knew I was going to take a ton of damage, and here I was saying, bro, I just lost. Because, like, I mean, I did think that I lost. I knew it wasn't, like, fully over, but, I mean, he had Poison, Mother Witch, and all these cards, so I wasn't really too confident anymore, but obviously, I still went for the Graveyard opposite lane. You never give up, and Graveyard can still beat Mother Witch if they play it well, especially this version where I have the Inferno Dragon. It was just more that I got surprise factor than anything, I feel like. Him having Mother Witch isn't the end of the world. It's more just, like, the fact that I didn't know that he had it at first. But I did a really good Inferno Dragon there, defending the Mortar and the Archer Queen. I did take some damage, but I'm basically just trying to pressure both lanes right now. I don't want to give him too much momentum, and I feel like Mortars are still kind of annoying for him. Like, he Mother Witch there on the Mortar because he didn't have Queens, so I just went for the Poison, then Evo Knight. I was very confident in being able to win this. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but it's never easy. Here I went for the Inferno Dragon, and I went for the Evo Mortar too. I just really needed to pressure him, and he did a really interesting zap. And because of that, unfortunately, time zap, my Mortar gets on the tower because it just barely. He was at 5.99 elixir. I checked in the replay, and he barely didn't get it down. I knighted to block the Queen, and then I Goblin so I could pop the Queen ability just to DPS down a Giant Skeleton. And just by sheer luck, I get the Evo Mortar lock on the tower, Poison and Arrows, finish off the game to take set number 1 from Muhammad Light, bringing me into the winner bracket semifinals and winning my first round. I just couldn't believe that that Mortar locked on the tower. I got so lucky. Alright guys, this best of 3 here, this one meant a lot. If I won this best of 3, I would have qualified for the Clash Royale World Finals and won the golden ticket. I thought this at the time, but I wasn't 100% sure because it basically depended on the placement of Muhammad Light and Ta. If Ta and Muhammad Light got number 1 and number 2 in the finals, or number 1 and number 3, any of those, I would have qualified for the Clash Royale World Finals because they already have golden tickets, and a golden ticket winner can't just get another one. It gets passed down to the next closest person, and winning this best of 3 would have had me top 3 in the tournament, and being top 3, obviously, if those two are ahead of me, I would actually win the golden ticket. So I was very nervous here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Very, very nervous. I went for my skeletons behind the miner here, knowing I could get some nice chip damage, and I did kind of get completely hard countered here. This, Pedro completely predicted what deck I was going to use, and I was pretty frustrated about it. I'm like, damn, he really knew exactly what I was going to use, and I got countered pretty badly, but I knew that I'm very good with this deck, and I knew that I could win this matchup if I played really, really good, and here he messed up his wizard. I was like, oh my god, no way he messed up his wizard, because that's actually very important, because that push kind of got ruined off of that, so I went for my knight here. I went for the Evo Skeletons trying to bait the zap, and he actually does zap, so I went for the LP here, and I went for the immediate princess because he was down a ton of elixir right now, and I actually thought that I was going to win right now, but I made one mistake. I should have went miner to predict the wizard. If I miner predicted the wizard, I think I would have won. But unfortunately, I didn't miner predict the wizard, and I didn't win, and I went miner here on the tower, but I knew that after that, I felt like that was my window to win. I knew that I could still win, but it was definitely not locked in and secured like it would have been right there if I miner predicted the wizard, because everything would have lived. I just, thinking back, like, I wish I predicted that, because I feel like it wasn't that hard of a prediction. It was more just me being nervous and thinking, like, oh, what's he going to do, more than, like, okay, I know what he's going to do. I feel like if I had more experience playing in these events, I would have definitely predicted that there, but, you know, you live and you learn, and I still definitely haven't lost yet. I was going to be down in damage after this miner, but it was fine. I was only down like 39 HP, I think, and, you know, it's very winnable from this position, I felt like. Definitely not good, but I knew I could win. I went for the Tesla up high just to avoid giving poison value, and then I logged again as well, but I knew that it would be very hard to actually end up defending the miner pushes. So I go for the princess here on the left, kind of knowing that I won't be able to go same lane. Going same lane as him is just kind of a death sentence. I felt like there was just no way. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm never going to cross the bridge on the left side. I just did go for the poison miner here, kind of just like trying to get back into the game. Even though maybe I shouldn't have done it, I just did it anyways, just thinking that I can't really go opposite lane as him from this position, but I really wanted to, and I knew it was the right play, but at the same time, I just felt like that I couldn't, but I really should have went opposite lane. I went for the Tesla on defense here, and right here I thought that I lost. I went for the Knight on top of the Miner, and I thought that the Phoenix was actually going to take me out, but luckily the Phoenix actually does end up dying, but he's just getting so much more Miner damage than me because the Giant has so much more HP, and I don't actually have a good catcher for the Miner, and on top of not having a good Miner catcher, I can't kill it quickly either. I don't have like a mini P.E.K.K.A like he does to just instantly take it out. I did go for the Princess at the bridge right here, though, just trying to switch up the lanes again. I also LP'd the back. I tried a different approach to defense this time. I cycled my LP on the left side just to not give him poison value, but also to threaten him with the ability, and he realizes this and just poisons it to take it out. I do pop the ability still, though, just so I can still go for a Miner with my Guardian and tank the tower. I did go for the Miner right here, and I got a really nice poison Evo Tesla down, and I actually predicted his Miner with the Knight. I'm like, hold up, wait. Is this winnable? Is this winnable? And I said out loud, this is winnable. I don't know why. I just feel like I was kind of manifesting the comeback. I'm not going to lie. I LP'd the back opposite lane again and just went for another Tesla here. I knew it wasn't like probable that I'd win, but I knew it was possible, and always just have to have hope. Always have to remain hopeful and give yourself a chance. And I went for the Knight here at the bridge again, just honestly trying to keep up the pressure. But right here is like I assumed that I had lost. But, you know, against Miner poison, it's never over. You always need to be confident. I Tesla'd here quickly to try to take out the Wizard. I knew he was going to Giant the bridge, so I was going to LP, but I thought he'd Phoenix right up top, but he Phoenix down the middle, and that was my mistake. I think if I caught that, then maybe I could have won because I wouldn't have had to go Knight in front of the tower early. I did Evo Tesla here, but unfortunately, I did lose game number one. I feel like I was nervous. I feel like the loss was more on nerves than actually not playing well, because that match was difficult, and I made it extremely close. I think if I was, like, playing this on ladder, I would have actually won this game, but, you know, it's competitive, and I can't say that, and we go on to game number 2. Alright, guys, in the second match here against Pedro, I was actually quite upset about losing the first game just because I knew that I could have won, but, you know, you can't really let that get to you. You can't think about it too much. You just have to go into the next game. Here I just went for the drill, and he wasn't playing anything with the Ghost. I was quite confused, but then he just went for the RG. I was, like, so confused about that. I don't know what that was. Like, he just didn't really do anything at all, but I just went for my Wizard. I went for my guards. I was definitely not complaining, though, with that interesting start that he had. I mean, I felt like if he, like, lagged or something, he would have said, oops. I feel like he just kind of panicked. Maybe he was nervous, too, but I'm not sure. I wasn't really about to go ask him after the game. I didn't get any damage out of it, though, so it didn't really matter too much. I went for my monk in the back here, just trying to figure out his deck. I was a bit confused. Like, I knew he had RG, obviously, but he had LP, he had Knight, and it was just kind of interesting, to be honest. Very interesting deck from him. He also had the Heal Spirit. I was just so confused, I'm not going to lie. I did go for the Monk ability, though. Get some nice tower damage. But I knew that he had Evo RG up already, so that was kind of bad. And he did a good Evo RG. I went for my Wizard. I just didn't have the proper card cycle. I didn't have my guards. I didn't have my bats, obviously, but not really the bats. It was more so the Monk and the guards. I just guards here to kite the Inferno Dragon opposite lane. I did take a decent bit of damage, but it wasn't the end of the world, because this is the matchup, pretty much the matchup that I lost to Muhammad Light with. The only thing is that I didn't have Knight. Knight from him was very good. I liked the Knight from him because I had a lot of trouble last game against Muhammad Light defending, like, the Ghost and other cards like that. But with the Knight, I felt like it'd probably be a lot easier for him on defense. But Evo Bats are just so good against his deck because he doesn't have Wizard like I did. So Evo Bats would get a lot more value, but the Knight would also get a lot of value from him. I just went for the Monk in the back here because I knew I had Wizard and guards if he went on opposite lane, but I don't have Wizard anymore because I went for the Wizard on the Inferno Dragon, obviously, but I don't think it was bad. And then here he goes for a nice push. I go for the Magic Archer, and I go for the Ghost as well. Very nice Magic Archer lineup by me, and I end up killing the Little Prince right there, but I also had the guards, and I went for the drill, but I feel like I kind of messed up with that drill. I should have went Evo Wizard on defense because here I had the Evo Bats on the Guardian, and because of those Evo Bats, I feel like those Evo Bats are just so bad, man, because Evo Bats is how I beat his deck. He has to Fireball Evo Bats. There's no argument about that. Nothing in his deck kills Evo Bats other than, obviously, the Fireball. That's a -2 trade. He has to Fireball my Wizard and my Magic Archer. If I saved those Evo Bats, I think I would have won the game, but because of those Evo Bats, even though they were right like 20 seconds ago, I think that actually is what lost me the game so far long ago. Like, that mistake that far ago made me lose, I think. because it just kind of ruined my momentum, to be honest. Like, that should have given me crazy momentum, but instead I got nothing out of it. Here, I did go for the drill, though, just trying to keep up the pressure, but it didn't really matter that much. I went for the bats to ghost on the left, though, and I got some pretty good damage. I was, like, okay with it, I guess, but I knew that if I saved my Evo bats and played them better, I could have probably won the game, but, you know, still have to keep trying anyways. I had my Monk ready in case he went for the RG. He didn't, though, so I went for the Magic Archer. He's a very good RG player as well, honestly. Pretty underrated RG player. And Pedro actually did a crazy good LP ability right there, just blasting through my wizard right as it dies. But here I had a really good push. I popped the ability. I went for the Evo bats, and here I actually thought that I won. Because look at this push. Like, I have everything down. I Magic Archered the bridge. I honestly just kept spamming. But I didn't guards right away. If I guards right away, man. If I guards right away, bro. I just waited because I didn't think he'd be able to, like, defend that well. And I thought he'd defend differently. So I went for my bats here. I was actually ahead in damage now, though. I was starting to come back. But I feel like if I went those guards earlier, I would have already had won the game. I feel like it was just... This set was just a whole lot of nerves. I'm not going to lie, guys. I went guards here as well just so he couldn't do anything. Went for the Magic Archer. And then that Inferno Dragon just kind of cooked my Monk. But I just kept going in with the drills because I knew that I just needed a bit of damage to actually be ahead and probably hold the lead. And maybe like one good Monk ability as well. But it wasn't really that easy to break through his deck, to be honest. He was playing very solid defense. I went for my Ghost here. I did immediate guards, but I got my guards predicted by the LP ability. I thought he would wait on the ability because I would, like... It was just a mind game right there, and he won the mind game. I thought he would wait, but he did a bad fireball, and then I went for my guards, but the RG just gets too much damage, and it was just game over, unfortunately. Pretty sad, but, you know, I lost. I wasn't out of the tournament yet, though, guys. I only dropped into the loser's bracket, but that was the loss to not qualify for the monthly final. I was just nervous, and I could have played much better. Alright, guys, in the next best of 3 here, I was against EGW. At this point in the tournament, if I won this match, it would put me in the top 4 players. Because I lost to Pedro, the win versus Pedro would have put me top 3, but because I didn't, I was still only actually top 6. Crazy jump, I'm not gonna lie. I went from losing the match to top 3 to playing the match for top 4 just because of one loss. Kind of a crazy turnaround. Here I waited for my Monk ability just to try to get the Bowler Reflect on the tower, and it actually worked. I get some nice reflections around the Bowler, then just quickly went for my Phoenix on top of the Giant. I don't even think I needed the Phoenix, but I would have needed it for the Bowler, I guess, so it wasn't the end of the world, and the only thing that sucked about that is I feel like I should have went RG, then I could have activated my King Tower with the Fisherman, so I think that was my mistake right there, but it's alright. This matchup is actually not bad for me at all, as long as I play good. Obviously, if he plays well, it can be a bit tricky, and obviously, EGW is very good at these kind of, like, wonky decks, so I wasn't, like, too happy, but I wasn't sad either. I knew I could just defend easily here with the Evo Wizard, but as of my thoughts for the tournament right now, at this point, I didn't think I was going to qualify for the golden ticket anymore, so I feel like this entire match were nerves and stress-free because I already thought that I wasn't going to qualify because I lost to Pedro for the golden ticket itself, or at least I thought I did at the time, which I ended up, yes, that was the match for the golden ticket, and it wasn't over, though. Like, obviously, I could make a comeback and still win the golden ticket from the lower bracket, but I knew that to do that, I would have to face Muhammad Light again. I would have to face maybe either Ta or Adriel, and the odds of me just winning the golden ticket at this point were kind of low, and on top of that, I was kind of frustrated from the loss as well. I knew that wouldn't help, being frustrated from the loss, and also being in the lower bracket, playing for the golden ticket, knowing that if you lose, it's over with, just is very nerve-wracking as well. I wasn't very confident anymore, but, you know, I still played on. I still tried my best. I knew I could do it. Like, I knew I had the skill level to do it. I feel like it was more of a mental battle this time around than anything. Playing in these tournaments is very, like, nerve-wracking, stressful, and it's, like, it's just mentally draining sometimes, I feel like. But, you know, I'm still going for it, and I will try, and I was still going to try to win the golden ticket. I went for the Fisherman here, and this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, to be honest. My Fisherman just, like, it just pulls onto the Graveyard Skellies. I'm like, damn, bro, that was so unlucky, but all I needed is one more good RG push, and I was going to win the game, but it was kind of hard to get that, like, said RG push off, because he was pressuring very well, actually. I went for my E-Spirit, then Fisherman here, but EGW is so strong at these kind of decks, and he plays them very well. Usually this should be a very good matchup, and it is a very good matchup, at least I think. I know it's my matchup, but I don't know how good it is, but from the position that he put me in, like from this spot, I knew that unless he messed up, I was going to lose. And he's just pressuring very well. But not only is he pressuring good, he's also making sure to actually, like, defend one side while doing it. So, like, I'll have a card on the other side, and he defends it so cheaply that also lets him push again. Like, you see, he already has another knight on the left, and he's just getting ready to go for a potential graveyard. And my monk is literally on the wrong lane. I do go for the Evo RG here, kind of just, like, maybe hoping that he messes up. I went for the Evo Wizard up top as well, trying to splash one of the archers. I do actually start hitting the knight, which is great. I get a decent RG hit. I take it, and then I go for the Barbarrel Monk as well. Pretty good sequence by me, honestly. I feel like the sequence somewhat put me back into the game, taking out that giant for no damage. And I got a nice Phoenix at the bridge here too, just taking out the bowler. Nice Monk reflection as well, so everything is dead, and it's very winnable for me right here, I think. Not good, but winnable. I went for the Wizard the back, but I knew that he had Evo Archers coming up, so I knew it wouldn't be an easy defense. I went Fisherman here. I knew he was going to go for the Archers, so I had my Barbarrel ready, but unfortunately, I feel like I didn't really do too much. I went for the Monk, I went for the E-Spirit, and I went for the Evo Wizard too, but bro, this graveyard went crazy. I went for the RG first, and then I went for the Barbarrel because I knew that unless this RG won me the game, I was going to lose anyway, so I felt like that was more of like a let's see what happens kind of thing than like knowing it was a good play. I knew that, like, if it worked out, I could win, but if it didn't, I wasn't going to win. He went for a naked graveyard, so I went for my Wizard here. And then I went for the Fisherman, just like, okay, I'm like, okay, I can Evo RG here on the left and get a chance to win. And then, bro, like, I don't know how that graveyard took my tower, but it was okay. I thought I was going to lose anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. So, guys, in match number 2 here, we went for the Lava Hound. I feel like Lava Hound was a very good deck choice here for 2 reasons. One, because we thought he was going to snipe my Princess Rocket deck with RG Lightning, and number 2, with 3 losses now in a row in the tournament, if I lose the next game, I'm out of the tournament. I feel like at this point I was pretty upset with myself, but I was also like pretty frustrated from the previous game still, obviously, because I knew that I lost the game for the golden ticket. And I feel like bringing a deck like Lava Hound that's pretty simple to play, I felt like was very good, because I felt like last game I should have won and I didn't. So I needed, like, I feel like I needed a win to actually, like, get back into my good headspace and get into, like, a proper headspace and maybe win. And I just ended up taking the entire tower here. So it was a very good start, and I was really happy about taking the entire tower. I'm like, okay, I could come back in this best of 3. And if I win this best of 3, I'm top 4. I need to beat Muhammad Light, and then I need to beat either Ta or Adriel to win the golden ticket. So actually, I think at this time it was announced that I was going to be playing Adriel. So 2 more best of 3s, minimum 2 more best of 3s to win the golden ticket. Actually, no, 3. I would have had to beat EGW, Muhammad Light, and then either Pedro as well. I would have had to beat Pedro again as well, I think. But I knew it was still possible, and the run was definitely not over yet. So I went for the Inferno Dragon in the back. He went for the RG. I just went for the Void plus Snowball to fully take out that RG. The Fisherman does actually barely nudge into the final Void tick, so I had to Valkyrie too, but it was fine. It wasn't too bad. And here, I know that I only need to play defense, but more importantly, I knew that defending the left side could actually be pretty difficult, because I knew that he had his Evos coming up. So here I had a very interesting idea. Right now, I just went for the Lava in the back, knowing that he was going to go all in on the left. I didn't think he would go all in, but I knew he'd go, like, all in, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't think he'd straight up try to, like, 3-crown me, but I did think that he would try to take my entire tower. He just went for everything right now. RG, Phoenix, Monk, Fisherman. And right when I saw that Fisherman, it's like, okay, he's going for the 3-crown. So now my goal is to not get 3-crown. I did have Evo Valkyrie, though. That's why I even lobbed it in the first place, because I could just Evo Valkyrie on defense. Evo Valkyrie is so broken, and Evo Valkyrie just literally defends everything by herself. Like, look at that Evo Valkyrie value, just not letting that RG even move for a second. And then I just went Inferno Dragon, Evo Bomber on the King. I went for another Balloon, and obviously this is game over. There was no chance for me to get 3-crowned, no chance for me to even lose, so I just went Void on the RG, Snowball, and I got to actually, I think that this is one of my only 3-crown wins in the CRL. My only 3-crown win in the top 8 for sure, and we moved to a 1-to-1 situation for the final match of this best of 3. Guys, I guess I did forget to record the final match against EGW. I did win, though, or else I'd be out of the tournament, and that would have been just the end of the video. Thank God I won, because that would have been an awkward ending, being like, oh, well, I forgot the last game. Thank you guys for watching kind of thing. But I am against Muhammad Light again, or I was against Muhammad Light again. And right here, I didn't have my bowler, dude. If I had my bowler, I would have literally won the game. I was so upset when I watched back the replay, because if I had bowler, I would have killed the LP, killed the Guardian, Night Witch would have been dead, and everything, it would have just been perfect. But unfortunately, you know, can't always get lucky, and I did also giant the back first play anyways, so it's kind of my fault anyways for not going in without my bowler. I didn't know I had the deck, but I knew that to beat Muhammad Light in the lower bracket, I would kind of have to get a bit lucky, to be honest, because beating this guy in the lower bracket is literally impossible. I saw a stat on Twitter today that out of the entire 2024 Clash Royale season, Muhammad has only lost one game in 3 monthly finals in the losers bracket. I'm not talking about sets. I'm talking about, like, games. One game. He's been in the lower bracket from the first round for 3 months. So that means he had to win 6 duels each month. No, 5 duels each month in the lower bracket. And in 15 duels, he's lost one game. Not one set, one game. So I knew that to beat him in the lower bracket, I'd need to play these cheesy decks and kind of get lucky, which is what we did. We went for the giant graveyard bowler. I didn't really have the greatest start, and right here, I thought that I lost because I knew that that giant was going to end up taking my tower. That bomber was very smart. I had to snowball. Looking back, I didn't have to snowball, and I could have archers, but I thought that was going to splash my tower. It didn't, but I do lose my entire tower here from that giant, unfortunately, and now I knew it was kind of cooked. I had no snowball. If I went giant graveyard, he was just going to LP. I went giant graveyard anyways, just kind of trying to get like some good graveyard RNG, knowing that the only way to like even come back would be good graveyard RNG right now. So I go for my arrows and I don't really break through, and that was good game. So I'll just show you guys the next match. Alright guys, in the next match here against Muhammad Light, for the potential final duel of the entire tournament, I had already secured top 4, like I said before. Top 4 is not a bad result. Obviously not an ideal result, but, you know, I was trying to win the golden ticket, but it's never easy. Like, these tournaments are never easy, and I would like to thank you guys for all supporting me. I really appreciate the support a lot. It does mean a lot. I tried my best. I feel like today was, well, not today, it was a few days ago, but at the day I'm recording this, I feel like it was more of a nerves problem than anything else, and that will just come with time and experience. I've only really started playing competitive in 2024, like seriously. In 2023, I just played for fun. I only really played to make YouTube videos out of it, but now I'm playing like even if I'm not making a YouTube video out of it, and I guess I'm still trying my best, and I know I can do better, and I know I will do better. It's just more of I need more experience, and it's not easy to play in these tournaments against the best players in the world every single time, and I feel like for my experience set in these tournaments, I've been doing pretty well. I mean, I won a competitive tournament. I got top 4 in my first CRL playing with a coach. In the other CRLs, I didn't have a coach, but now that I have a coach, I feel like it's going much, much better, much smoother, and much easier. And I feel like we work very well together as well, so I promise you guys this will not be my final time being top 8 in the Clash Royale League. I feel like this is only the beginning, and I know I'll do better. I mean, I guess I'm kind of spoiling the results by talking about it, but it's not the end of the world. Shout out to you guys if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it. Comment down below if you've made it this far. And honestly, I lost to Muhammad Light and I lost to Pedro, the person who ended up winning the golden ticket. Muhammad Light finished first in the tournament, and Pedro finished second. It's no shame to lose to the world number 2 in the tournament and world number 1 in the tournament. Like, Muhammad Light's the best player in the world. Pedro is like top 3, top 4 players in the world, and number 2 on his good days, right? So like, it's no shame to lose to them. I tried my best, and I'll just grind harder next time. I feel like I could have always practiced more. Practicing more is always a thing, and I will be practicing as much as I can for the next monthly final tournament, and I promise you guys I will qualify to the World Finals. I'm not sure in which way. I am still number 1 in community points. I am doing better in CRL monthly finals, so I could qualify through quite a few ways. I'll try my best, and it's never over, guys. It's never over. Like, and I know I say that about the game, but I can qualify for the World Finals, and I definitely think that I will as well. I know I can. It's just a matter of like putting in the work, and I know I will put in the work. That's why I'm confident in qualifying for the finals. And yeah, I guess back to the game here, though. I was getting kind of smacked, I'm not going to lie. Muhammad Light was just playing better than me, and I was, I guess, nervous again playing against him. It's more just the fact that, like, I know how close I am to the golden ticket, so I just play worse than I feel like I should. Like, I'm just playing worse than how I should. That was my biggest issue, I felt like, is, like, the closer I get, the more nervous I get, and then I feel like the worse that I play. If I just controlled my nerves better, I would have beat Pedro, I think, and I wouldn't have even been in the last 2 matches that I've even showed. So maybe it was for the better, maybe it was for the worse. I'm not sure, but I like to believe in, like, fate, I guess. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not really, like, a too religious person, but I believe that, like, everything happens for a reason. So I didn't qualify today, but, you know, I can qualify another time. I'll just see what happens, and I'll just keep grinding, because hard work does always pay off. And here, I'm just kind of making a last-ditch effort to break through. I knew that I wasn't going to break through by just going RG at the bridge every time, so I tried it in the back. I knew he was going to Monk ability to predict my bar barrel, so I E-Spirited instead. I went for the Monk Bomber 2 predicting guards, but he put the guards in the opposite lane. Well played by him. I popped the Monk ability right now. I went for the Fireball. I went for the E-Spear on top of the bats, and here I thought I was going to break through, but somehow, some way, the wizard lives, and it is pretty much over right here. There was no chance for me to win, and yeah, that will be good game, and that was good game. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys if you listened to, like, the last few minutes of talking. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you once again for all the support, and I'll continue the daily videos, I'll continue the daily streams, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.